Hello and welcome. We have with us Dr. Ashraf Mahate, Head of Export Marketing Intelligence, Dubai Exports Development Corporation, Dubai. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. To begin with, what do you think of the initiative that has been undertaken by World Trade Center and AIAI on the Global Economic Summit?
Thank you and good afternoon, and it's a pleasure to be here. This particular initiative has been an excellent opportunity for us at Dubai Exports because we are a trade promotion organization. First, to actually showcase what we do and for us to connect Indian firms with firms in Dubai. And we have actually got an exhibition stand, and that's mad, and that's what we are doing here. At the same time, we also had an incredible opportunity to meet and also showcase our activities at the conference, meet and network people in the same area. And I think that is a tremendous opportunity. And of course, mutual learning. In the world of trade promotion, you never stop learning, you always acquire new knowledge. And the session that I actually chaired, it was very, very interesting to see what other trade promotion organizations are doing, what are their success stories, and for us to share what we have learned. Even though our history is very short, we were established in 2006, effective in 2007, nevertheless, we have some lessons to share, and we also have many, many more lessons to learn.
What investment opportunities do you see in the Asian markets?
Well, one of the interesting things is that we actually see the Asian markets as one of the great potential growth sectors. When we talk about Asia, we're talking about a huge potential and a huge geography. And that's why we actually feel at Dubai Exports that Dubai is a wonderful center to be located in order to export and re-export from Dubai. Because the logistics hub that Dubai is, the connectivity, both air and sea, the new airports, and then you have facilities at Dubai World Central, where you can have sea to air transport within minutes. And this allows exporters and traders to export to landlocked countries using air transport, sea transport, to those with port facilities. And again, we feel that is a great ability to penetrate a market that has got a huge population, a young population, an educated population, and a population whose personal disposable income is actually rising each year.
What kind of resources and opportunities would you like to highlight about your region to the other nations?
Well, actually it's quite interesting. Last week the World Economic Forum produced a competitive study where Dubai was ranked 12th globally. So that actually tells you that if you want to be located in a competitive environment, of course Dubai is the ideal place. If you look at other studies or other globally produced rankings, it takes only 3 documents to export from Dubai. In terms of the export days, in terms of logistics, in terms of cost of doing business, in terms of ease of doing business, in terms of the most advanced and technologically sophisticated infrastructure. These are the things that what a company needs.
Do you think technology, infrastructure, innovation play a crucial role in developing the economies?
I actually strongly believe, and I've been lecturing now for quite a few years on this particular issue, that it's that innovation is the seed of economic growth. It has to be. No longer is business just about getting things cheaper, faster, but the key now is better. People are prepared to pay a premium to have better products, not just cheaper products, not just getting to the market faster. Of course, a combination of all 3. But if you look at the innovative products, or products that have done well, are the ones that are innovative. People or consumers actually require innovation. And of course, innovation is not only the end product, it's also process innovation. One of the things that we actually help companies with is helping them improve their processes to become more globally competitive.
The theme is Asia powering global markets. How do you see Asia empowering other global markets?
Well, this is actually very interesting. When you export to India, or when you're doing business with an Indian company, you're not just doing business with India, you're doing business with a whole region. Because India is a member of regional free trade agreements, but more importantly, the Indian businessman is extremely innovative. He's trading with Nepal, he's trading with Sri Lanka, he's trading with Bangladesh, he's trading with Bhutan, he's trading with various different countries. And he's made inroads that we would like Dubai companies to capitalize on. Right? And that's one of the reasons why we're actually creating linkages between Dubai companies and Indian companies, because they have already established the linkages. So it makes sense for us to capitalize on this and to use as a catalyst for growth.
How would you envision the transformation from a competitive, low-cost Indian economy to a competitive knowledge and a high-value creation Indian economy?
I think that becomes inevitable, because one reaches a point where cost is no longer an issue. Now, why does that happen? Our perspective is that cost is something that today India is a low-cost producer, but there is another emerging economy that can always underprice it. So working on the red oceans of cost and do not create a long-term economic department, we have sister agencies. We have an agency for SMEs, we have an agency for inward investment. But what we do is we support entrepreneurship in the sense that we realize an entrepreneur cannot just simply focus on the domestic market. However large your domestic market is, whether your market has 1 billion people or it has, in the case of UAE, 8 million people, you have to go out of your domestic market to global markets. The global market is worth more than 4 billion people, right? So if you want to grow, you want to be a large company, you want to have economies of scale, you need to be able to export. And in that sort of sense, Dubai Exports is creating entrepreneurship simply by opening the doors of global markets to firms, both in the service sector and in the manufacturing sector.
Is the existing export policy conducive to business growth for your country and the region as a whole?
You mean the export policy of the UAE? Or okay, see, the UAE has always followed a very open trade policy, which is actually very good, because imports can come in and our customs duty is only 5%. There's no sales tax, there's no income tax, there's no corporate tax. So in that sense, it makes our companies quite competitive because they have to compete with global players. But at the same time, what the UAE is doing is also looking at creating more free trade agreements as a part of the GCC. So to have more markets to which they have greater market access to.
And would this summit help better strategize the export policies?
Well, in many sense, what this particular summit has done, and has been actually incredible, is that it's allowed us to learn and to talk and to communicate with people in the same industry. So it better allows us to formulate our own policy or internal strategy at Dubai Exports, which then feeds into higher strategies at a government level.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.